I'm so glad that Stephen A. Smith is getting called out. It just makes no sense that these guys get TV time and they get to talk about the game. Mind you, Stephen A. has never dribbled a basketball in his life. And the one time that he did dribble a basketball, he only averaged 1.2 points per game. And y'all probably like, Henny God, well, why are you talking about Stephen A. Smith? What did he do this time? Stephen A. Smith said on national television that if Giannis doesn't win a ring, he's an underachiever. He's an underachiever. And you have to understand that it's going to get boring. I'm not going to, it's a little dry right now because you can't really cover the finals because of the ratings. They're not really too spicy. So they're going to, media personalities like Stephen A. Smith or people who quote unquote watch the game or know all about the game, but they don't really watch it. They're going to try to come up with takes that are so stupid and so annoying. This is the most goofiest take from Stephen A. Smith I think I've ever heard before. I mean, with a hairline like this, why would I listen to anything you have to say? You could roll bounce on top of Stephen A. Smith's forehead. He has a forehead on top of a forehead. I've never seen an atrocious hairline like this before in my life. He might be the first nigga to stretch out a Nike headband with that forehead. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith, his takes don't make no sense. You shouldn't even listen to what he has to say because when the finals were on, he was on his phone. I swear, I'm not even lying. When the finals were on, he was playing solitaire or he was playing some type of card game and he wasn't even focused on the game. So I'm going to listen to you about what takes you have? Absolutely not.
Jay Williams on Stephen A. Smith calling Giannis Antetokounmpo a underachiever if he doesn't win another championship. He said that was one of the worst takes I've heard in a long time. That was horrible. I think we need to do a good job of reframing some of these conversations, and I couldn't agree with Jay Williams more. Giannis Antetokounmpo has done a lot in his career. He will not be an underachiever if he doesn't win another championship with the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, at just the age of 30 years old, is a two-time MVP, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Star, 5-time All-Defensive Team, one-time Most Improved Player. He made the NBA 75th anniversary team, 20,000 points for his career already, an NBA champion, and a Finals MVP. Not to mention the 50 points in the iconic NBA Finals closeout game in Game 6. Has consistently been one of the top 3 players in the NBA for about 6 to 7 years now. I don't see how anybody could consider Giannis an underachiever if he doesn't go and win another title on a different team or with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's already won a championship. You could say that about a guy like Luka Doncic, but not like Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This is a conversation that don't even need to be had. The fact that Giannis won in Milwaukee without going to any other team, the fact that he won a ring in Milwaukee alone, that just speaks volumes. All those other accolades, I mean, they matter, don't get me wrong, but the fact that he won a chip alone staying in one franchise, this conversation it doesn't even need to be had. And I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention when LeBron James retires because LeBron is going to be retiring soon, and he's going to find another player that he could pick on. Hopefully it's not Giannis, but this is about Stephen A. Smith trying to find a narrative or a loophole that he could talk about so he could bring attention to First Take. And then when you have stupid takes like this what makes me not want to watch First Take to begin with because this is stupid. It's a dumb argument. What are you talking about? Stephen A. Smith is a Knicks fan and Jalen Brunson never went to the finals. Is he an underachiever? Like, what are we talking about at this point? T-Mac is one of my favorite players. He wasn't able to win a championship, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a good player. KG only won one and never won one again. Does that make him an underachiever? Carmelo never won a championship, and Allen Iverson never won a championship. But that doesn't stop them for how good they were. So it's like, what are we talking about? I get that LeBron James is on vacation, so we can't have the Michael Jordan and LeBron James debate every single time, and it's tiring. But y'all got to be a little bit more creative if y'all going to do stuff like this. And again, why would we listen to what you have to say? You got caught playing solitaire while watching the NBA Finals. You're not a fan of basketball. You're a drifter. You like making entertainment around basketball. You're the WWE. You're like I don't even want to say WWE because at least they know what they're talking about. You don't watch the games, bro. You can't convince me. Anybody who watched basketball for the last 4 or 5 years would never come up with a take like that. I think the only time that I ever critiqued Giannis is when he kept signing his older brother on the Milwaukee Bucks. And I thought that it was unfair because, somebody else could have used that roster spot. But once they cut him, I didn't really say too much about Giannis. Listen, I want this to be well documented. Giannis does not owe Milwaukee nothing. He gave them a championship. He owes that organization nothing. If he decides to stay there, that's good for Milwaukee. If he decides to leave, he owes y'all nothing. He gave y'all a championship. Okay? I want that to be very well known. And if you pay attention instead of clickbaiting for takes, you will realize that Giannis didn't even have a chance once Damian Lillard got hurt. That's number one. Two, Doc Rivers is the coach. That's number two. They're definitely not going to go nowhere with Doc Rivers being the coach. And you got to realize Drew Holiday, Chris Milton, and all those other guys, they're gone. That's the reason why he hasn't able to reach that success anymore. But if he doesn't reach it, he owes Milwaukee nothing. Okay? Nothinng. Nothing. The moment we hear that Stephen A. Smith is off of the airways, I will be so happy. But he got his own radio show anyway, so you're going to hear outlandish takes even more and more often. But I feel like people don't even watch First Take like that anyway no more. But leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. And, let me know how you feel in the comment section. Do you think Giannis is a quote-unquote underachiever if he doesn't win another championship? Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, Henny God is out.